If you've arrived here, it's not by chance. God, the universe, and your guardian angels have prepared this moment with a purpose. There's something that needs to be heard right now, something that time has tried to hide, but the heart still whispers in the silence. Take a deep breath. Feel the presence that surrounds you. Nothing is coincidence when the soul calls. This message is a sign, and it found you at exactly the right moment. Where are you watching from? Write in the comments, because even distance becomes a meeting when two souls listen to the same truth. There is someone who still lives in your thoughts. Even as the days go by, even when time tries to distract, there's something about them that continues to pulse within you, like a memory that never ages. The universe knows some connections can't be explained, only felt. And this person is like a closed window that still lets the light in. You feel it. There's something in them that doesn't fade. There's something in you that still seeks meaning in what happened. The heart tries to move on, but the echo of that meeting insists on returning. The angels say that this person feels it too, even if in silence. There's a thought that visits you when night falls, and it is reciprocated. The energy between you still breathes like embers hidden beneath the ash. It seems distant, but the invisible thread that connects two souls doesn't break. It just stretches to learn what time needs to teach. This person today is caught between what they feel and what they fear, between longing and pride, between wanting and not knowing how to return. And it's on this threshold that their heart hides, trying to appear strong when in reality it's tired of pretending to be indifferent. The angels whisper, they think of you, more than you can imagine. There are moments when the name that echoes most in their mind is yours, but pride builds high walls, and sometimes for those who fear being hurt again, it's easier to hide behind silence than to admit how much they miss someone. Have you ever noticed how certain memories come rushing back out of nowhere? A smell, a song, a color. The universe speaks through signs, and lately, those signs have been persistent, as if God were saying, it's not over yet. There's something that needs to be understood. This person is fighting an invisible battle. On the outside, it seems like they are moving on, but on the inside, their heart is filled with shadows. Shadows that speak of regret, of unspoken words, of choices made in the heat of pain. And you, in some way, can feel it. You feel it when their thoughts call out to you, even from afar. You feel it when the energy shifts, when your chest tightens for no apparent reason. The universe is wise. Nothing is lost when it is true. Love, even when silenced, finds ways to keep existing. Sometimes fate pulls apart just to teach both sides to see each other differently. You needed to find yourself again. This person needed to lose themselves to understand the value of what they left behind. The angels show a path with two roads that seemed opposite, but further down they cross again. It's as if God were saying, I haven't closed that door. I just asked for some time for both to grow. And in this process you have changed. The pain has matured you. The tears that have fallen made you stronger. Today you look back and realize what once held you back now teaches you. You no longer wait in the same way because you've learned that love isn't insistence. It's surrender, it's faith, it's trust in divine timing. This person, on the other hand, is still wrestling with their own reflection, pride, fear, regret. All of this forms an invisible prison. There are nights when they try to sleep, but their conscience won't let them. The name they try to forget is the same one that comes to mind in prayer. The guardian angels whisper that this person feels the presence of your energy. Even in silence, she feels when you think of her. She feels when your soul is calm or restless. There's a subtle thread that vibrates between you, and when one feels, the other senses it, even without understanding why. God has looked upon this story with tenderness, because He knows this is not just about earthly love, but about spiritual growth. You've been placed on each other's paths for a greater reason, a calling for healing, for reflection, for transformation. This connection has brought to the surface everything that needed to be healed. The longing, the fear, the surrender, the faith. And even though it hurts, there's beauty in this process. You are the reminder that brings out the best and the worst in this person. She sees you as a mirror of what she still needs to accept within herself. That's why at times she pulls away, not from a lack of love, but from fear of what she feels. Because loving you requires vulnerability, and not every heart is ready to shed its own armor. Hear me when I say, this person still carries you within. Time has not healed what was true. Absence was not forgetfulness, it was a lesson. There's something that burns inside her, a contained desire, a longing that tries to masquerade as pride. The universe is starting to move the pieces. Signs are beginning to repeat themselves. Coincidences that are not coincidences are starting to appear. This person feels the weight of choices, and for the first time, pride is beginning to lose its grip. Perhaps she still doesn't know how to approach you. Maybe the fear of rejection paralyzes her. But the truth is that regret is growing, and silence no longer brings peace, only unrest. There's an energy of change, of awakening. God is beginning to touch her heart in a way that no human logic can explain. Can you feel it? Something new is coming. An internal movement, invisible but real. The dawn is approaching, and on the horizon the shadow is beginning to give way to light. This person will feel the need to say what she hasn't said. She will want to seek what she has lost. Because pride, no matter how loudly it shouts, never conquers the call of true love. And when forgiveness burns in the throat, it's because the soul is on the verge of being released. But before that, the universe still wants to prepare you. It wants you to be at peace, regardless of the other's choice. Because true reunion begins within. Healing does not come when the other returns, but when the heart learns to wait without pain. And perhaps when this person finally lets their pride fall, they will discover a new you, someone lighter, more serene, more connected to the divine. Because the love that matures in absence never truly gets lost. It simply changes form. This story is not over yet, but today the universe asks for just one thing: trust. Trust in God's timing. Trust in the angels that guide you. Trust in the silence that speaks. And in the meantime, keep being a light, because true love always finds its way back, even if it has to cross the desert first. There is a weight that the heart feels, even if it doesn't want to admit it. The name of that weight is silence, and silence sometimes is louder than any word. Have you ever felt this? That absence that speaks through 1,000 unmade gestures, 1,000 unsent messages, 1,000 glances that never crossed paths again. It's as if time freezes an unfinished story, and you become trapped between what was and what could still be. This person feels it too, but their pride is a high wall, a wall made of fear, denial, and stubbornness. They try to convince themselves that distancing was the right choice, that silence is protective, but their heart screams inside. The angels say that this scream is growing, and pride, little by little, begins to crumble like mist before the sun. There is a desire to ask for forgiveness, but the words weigh heavy in the throat. It's as if the universe is pushing them to see what they've tried to hide from themselves: the regret. This person misses you, but it's not just any kind of missing. It's the kind that stings, that tightens the chest, that visits in the early morning when the world sleeps. She wonders if she still has a chance, if you would still wait. And with each answer that doesn't come, the regret grows a little more. God, in his infinite wisdom, allows silence so that pride can reveal itself. Silence is the mirror that shows what words try to disguise. And today, this person's mirror reflects loneliness. It shows a heart weary of pretending not to feel. Have you ever felt that someone pulled away out of fear, not lack of love? If so, know this: that's exactly the energy the universe is revealing now. It wasn't rejection, it was confusion. It wasn't lack of love, it was self-defense. And now, this person is starting to understand. The angels show an image, a heart closed like an old house. The windows are covered in dust, but inside there is still light. That light is you. Even from afar, your presence illuminates the interior of this soul. And the longer time passes, the stronger the memory becomes. This person tries to move on, but everything reminds them of you. They try to laugh, but the joy doesn't last. They try to forget, but the universe insists on showing signs. Your name, a song, a place, a phrase. Everything seems to whisper the same. You still inhabit her. God allows these signs because he knows pride cannot last forever. There is a time for denial and a time for awakening. And the awakening is coming. Like dawn after a long night, it comes slowly, but inevitably. This person will feel the urge to reach out to you, not just to talk, but to heal. The plea for forgiveness that burns in their throat is not just a word. It's a soul's reconciliation. They will feel the need to express what has been trapped in time, to look at you again, even if just for a moment, to close the cycle with truth. And you, when that moment arrives, will no longer be in the same internal place. The pain will have transformed into wisdom. The weight will have turned into serenity. And the reunion, whether physical or spiritual, will be with a clear heart, without weight, without demands. The conflict now dissolves, because true love has never been loss. It has been a journey, and the pride, which once separated, will become the fire that purifies what is authentic. The universe is shifting energies of reconciliation, recognition, and healing. Even if contact hasn't happened yet, the spiritual field is already realigning. Souls are beginning to look at each other again in the invisible realm. In this moment, the angels ask, don't close yourself off, don't doubt, don't fear the silence, because it is the bridge between what was and what will be. Take a deep breath, feel. The dawn is near. Pride is starting to dissolve, and love, that love which seemed forgotten, begins to awaken. God tells you, nothing that is true is lost. It only matures. And the rest will be revealed in the next part of this message. Something is happening now, silently, like the moment before dawn. You may not see it yet, but the universe has already begun to move the pieces. Nothing remains still when love is true. The angels show two souls that time has separated, yet they remain connected by something inexplicable, something that is only felt. This person thinks of you more than they admit, more than they show, more than they can hide. They try to move on, but their thoughts return. They remember conversations, laughter, simple gestures. These memories are not by chance. They are signs. They are echoes of a bond that the universe still protects. God watches and works in silence. True love is sacred. It transcends pride, distance, and fear. And now the divine whispers, the time for hiding is over. This person dreams of you. They feel you in the spaces of their routine. A spiritual calling is happening. It's as if the universe is saying, the lesson has been learned. Now comes the healing. Do you feel something different in the air? A light peace, a premonition? It's the beginning of restoration. Silence is starting to become a bridge. Longing transforms into prayer. This person wants to start over. They don't yet know how, but they feel it's necessary. Regret is growing like a seed ready to bloom, and when it sprouts, it will come with truth. Because those who carry true love never rid themselves of it. They only learn how to manage it. The angels show an ajar door. On the other side, there is a soul that hesitates but wants to cross. And on this side, there you are, stronger, more serene. The universe has prepared you for this moment. You've learned to wait without losing yourself. You've learned to trust, even without answers. Now God is preparing the other side. This person is being touched from within. Pride is dissolving, the heart wants to speak. Do you believe that silence also speaks? Because at this very moment, her silence is shouting your name in the spiritual realm. The angels tell you nothing was in vain. Every tear, every prayer, every wait was a seed. Divine timing is unfolding. Perhaps the reunion will come in a gesture, a message, a glance. But it will come with truth, it will come with humility. God is shaping both hearts for the right reunion. Not the reunion of the past, but of the matured soul. Dawn is approaching, and the love that seemed asleep is awakening to fulfill its purpose. Breathe. Feel. What is yours by the soul doesn't get lost in distance. True love is like the sun, even behind the clouds it always returns. This person who chose pride now understands the value of what they left behind. The plea for forgiveness that burns in their throat is the beginning of a liberation. There are stories that God pauses but does not erase. He pauses to teach, to mature, and to prepare. And when the time is right, the play button is pressed again. You have learned to turn pain into faith. You've learned to see silence as prayer, and this faith has made you a light. The universe calls for lightness. Do not carry doubt, nor the weight of what if. All that is true remains, even in silence. Love is a seed. Even buried, it blooms when the light arrives. And the sun, your new time, is rising. God is restoring what was wounded, removing fear and pride from the path, and preparing the reunion, whether in a glance in the soul or in forgiveness. The angels say, what was interrupted will bloom again. You don't need to chase after it. What is yours by destiny will always find its way back. When that person comes close and their heart will lead them, you will be at peace. Because what once was pain has turned into learning, and love has become a prayer. No distance erases what is true. No pride withstands the touch of God, because the love that is soulful is eternal. So trust, the dawn is coming. What seemed like the end was just a pause in the story. God heard your silence, the angels collected your tears. And now the universe returns everything in the form of light. Now close your eyes for a moment. Breathe. Feel what this message has brought you. Was it longing, faith, or that quiet certainty that something is changing? None of this is by chance. Your guardian angels brought you here because the universe wants you to know a new cycle is opening. Tell me in the comments, which word from this message resonated with you the most? When you write, you activate that energy on your path. Maybe it's hope, maybe it's faith, maybe it's reunion. Write it down, let it echo. And if this message made sense to your heart, if it brought you peace or clarity, leave a like. That gesture sends light and helps this word reach those who need it too. Share it with someone who bears the weight of silence. Perhaps that person needs to remember that pride does not heal, but forgiveness frees. And if you want to keep receiving messages like this, words that touch the invisible and rekindle faith, subscribe and activate the bell. Each new message will arrive as a sign at the right moment. Before you go, keep this in your heart. Nothing has ended. The angels are working for you. What was shadow is becoming dawn. If this message speaks to you, write in the comments, "I trust in God's timing." This will be your seed of faith and the sign that the new day has already begun.